So I finally came up with, thanks to one of my wonderful customers, I came up with a stove that requires far less drilling and looks sort of more realistic. So that's what you're gonna have in the kit. You're gonna have the base piece with a bunch of those teeny tiny legs. I'm gonna show you what they're for. You're gonna have the sort of set to assemble the door, a bunch of front panels. I'm gonna show you what they're for. A door panel, like the front and the back, the tiny piece of acrylic that would go between those thingies. A bunch of railings. You're gonna have burners. You're gonna have the handle and the knobs that are 3D printed for a change. You're gonna have those like things connected to the grates, racks. You're gonna have side pieces, middle pieces, and bottom pieces. Well, so let me show you what you're gonna start with. So there are several things you can do in the beginning. First, you can glue the railings. You're gonna glue them to the back piece, and the side piece is gonna be, long and short railings. So you're gonna do that. What else? You're gonna take this top panel and glue the burners. You would probably want to paint everything first, but I am gluing the burners. You're gonna take those two panels and glue them together like so, and you're gonna assemble the drawer. Well, like all the drawers that I have in my kits, you're basically gonna connect those 4 pieces and attach the top over here. And what else you're gonna do, I forgot to mention, are gonna be magnets in the kits. So you're gonna glue those teeny tiny magnets in here. 2 magnets are gonna fit in each hole because of the thickness of wood. So I normally slide them like that. And after that, I apply Gorilla Glue first on one side, and then when it's dry, I flip it and apply it on the other side. I would not paint all of that yet, except maybe the burners. Because, I'm gonna show you why I wouldn't do it. So what you can do while everything dries, you can take the piece of the acrylic and, it's more of a film actually, and attach it between the doors like that and glue all that together. And while all of that dries, you can assemble the fronts of the drawer and of this panel with the knobs. You can just glue them together. And what you can do after that, you can assemble the legs. So the idea was that those legs for this stove, like they are 2 different shapes, see? So those legs, this shape, they're gonna go on these corners. And those tiny ones are gonna sort of imitate the side legs. So they're gonna be like that, attached to the bottom piece and to those side legs. So the next thing you might want to do is attach the magnets to the door. So this panel is gonna look like that, so the door is gonna close like that. I assembled 2 stoves simultaneously, so whichever door, the idea is gonna be the same. So that means that the magnets in the door and here, they need to sort of, connect with them. So basically what I started doing recently, I take a huge pile of magnets and I see how I need to connect them, and after that I take the X-Acto knife and take, in this case, 1 magnet from the opposite side, because if you put in 2, they're gonna sort of pop out a little bit and they're not gonna connect perfectly. So after that I check the polarity again and I flip it over and carefully slide the magnet inside the door, making sure the polarity is correct, and at the same time the magnet doesn't sort of stick out, Then I do the same on the other side, and then I use Gorilla Glue to make sure that the magnets stay in place. So after that, you basically start assembling all the pieces together. The railings are gonna be at the bottom. So the sequence is not important. So you're gonna do, well, not like I just tried to do, like that. Then you're gonna take one of the side pieces and attach it like that. And then you're gonna take this piece. Very important that it's like that, so this rectangle thing looks at the bottom. And then there is only one way you can attach it. I honestly don't remember why it happened, but you need to make sure you attach it the correct way, because like it's not gonna fit like that, which means you're gonna have to attach it like that. Just make sure everything fits. Again, I don't remember what was the thought process behind it, but apparently there was something. And you glue those pieces together. And so what you're going to do after that, you're going to take one more side piece and you're going to carefully slide it in here. And at the same time, you're going to take the doors, you're going to flip it, magnets down, and you're going to, so you have to align everything with everything. So the door hinge thingies have to go in these holes, and both of them. And at the same time, this rectangle thing has to go in the hole in this side piece. So everything needs to, I promise everything fits. Just sort of gonna have to, like, you know, connect everything and align everything and all that. So yeah, like that, like that. And that's what you have to end up with. Again, I'm assembling both stoves simultaneously, so if you bought a classic stove, the door is going to be different, but the concept is going to be the same. So what you can do after that, you can take this base piece that you assembled and attach it over here like that. After that, you're going to take this panel and glue it over here like that. That's the panel that's gonna like hold the door in place. So what you can do after that, you can take this panel and glue it like that, aligning it with the sides of the stove. So, and after that, you can take that grate and glue it on top, trying to make sure that the burners are aligned in the center of those, you know, grate thingies. And what you can do after that, you can take this panel for the burners and glue it over here like that, trying to make sure that the gap between the door and this thing is more or less equal throughout the stove. And after that, you're gonna take the drawer, squeeze it in here, and put the front panel on the bottom and sort of try to, so you're gonna put the glue on this side, then you're gonna put the front panel like that, and you're gonna carefully flip it so that the drawer sort of slides out and stays at the place where it needs to stay when you glue it. And after that, you can use Gorilla Glue to attach the knobs like that and the handle like that. And that's what you get in the end. You slide in the racks and this stove is done.